Hello, I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program, and this is Mature Living. As you know, we've been promoting a lot of events throughout the years. We've been probably on air for about 30 years now, close to 30 years. And so we want to continue that wonderful, I guess you could say, service to our seniors in this community. And something's coming up that I know you've heard about that has been going on for some years. And so we have invited Eric Pearson, who is the president and CEO of the El Paso Community Foundation. Welcome, Eric. I think this is your first time on Mature Living, right?
This is my first time. I think I told you a lot of people think I'm immature. So this is kind of a step up into adulthood for me. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you for coming to share, because the information you're going to share with us and for our community, for families, for seniors, it's going to be really, really fantastic. So I wanted to begin by asking about the El Paso Community Foundation. That foundation is very important in our community. It does a great deal of good, and give us a little history.
So the foundation was started in 1977 by a lot of forward-thinking El Pasoans who saw that there weren't many options to do charitable giving, and they could give to a bank trust, or they could give to the nonprofits that had national ties around town. So we wanted something from El Pasoans for El Pasoans. And in 1978, the foundation got a private letter ruling from the IRS that said we could say El Paso, Las Cruces, Juarez. So our service area is West Texas, Southern New Mexico, and Northern Chihuahua, Mexico. And, we were founded in 1977. We've given about $230 million to the community, and about $15 million last year. And we continue to do it. I love working here. I think it has a lot of meaning. There's an old saying, ask yourself this question, because every path leads you nowhere. And so you ask yourself, does this path have heart? And if you can answer it, then it is a good path. And so I feel the foundation has always been on a good path, and I'm glad to be moving along that path with it.
Yes, and how long have you been with the foundation now?
So I started in 2004, 6 days before my son Maximo was born. Ooh. And now he's in high school, and so that's been fun. I've gone through a lot of wonderful memories there, but I really started when the foundation was building and restoring the Plaza Theater. And so I used to be a broadcaster way back in the day. And
yes, I remember you.
I did a documentary on some pipe organ that they were putting back in. And every time I talked to someone, and I still get it, I'd say something about the Plaza Theater, and someone of a certain age would say, oh, yes. And then they would tell me about their first kiss on the balcony, or sneaking in the side door, or playing princess in the women's bathroom. And, so there are all these beautiful stories about El Paso, and I've literally heard tens of thousands of them. So I realized this foundation has something to do to offer the community. And we've been lucky, we have a lot of really wonderful donors. A donor comes to me and says, I want to start a fund. I want to do something, and I care about this community. And they can say, I want to just give to animal causes, or I just want to give to help home nursing, or I just want to give scholarships. And the foundation runs all of those and puts them all together. And so we manage about $170 million. And they're sometimes, $100 funds that have grown over time. And it's about 590 individual funds. And it is so really, really rewarding to be able to help people do something for someone else. And Absolutely. So I feel really lucky to do that, and lucky that we have a tremendous set of boards and committee and volunteers that have guided the foundation through its history.
Great. So what are some of the projects that you can share that you've put on over the years?
Well, so I started, as I told you, we were restoring the Plaza Theater. That was a $42 million project. The foundation invested about $25 million. And that was to make it, we have one of the best theaters in the country. There's nothing better than the Plaza Theater for all kinds of things, literally for technical purposes. We've done work restoring Socorro missions. We've given, we give about 160 scholarships a year. We built some affordable housing. We're still working on that. We're doing a project right now to help inmates and kids in juvenile probation to teach them literature as a way to get out, and an anti-recidivism program. And so far, no one has gone back to prison, so that's good in 6 years.
That's good. Success.
And right now, our biggest project is we're building a children's museum. So that's a $70 million project, and the foundation is managing that. And we're actually, I feel lucky that we've been trusted to manage the funds of our 2012 Quality of Life bond. So we're doing that. And then during COVID, we've done all kinds of things. We started the El Paso Community Debit Card, and we give people who are struggling, we give them a card that is restricted to groceries and pharmacies, but to help them to get by. And we've bought more than 1 million masks for people in this community.
So much good. So much.
A lot of good things. I show my board during the board meetings. I show them a big grid of all the projects of the foundation, and they say, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know." And I say, "I know. And how do we expect the public to know?" But we're so. One of our board members, Sharon Kidd, who was the chair of our board a while back, said it best: "If you know it or not, you have been positively affected by the El Paso Community Foundation." Yes. So that's it.
Directly or indirectly. Beautiful.
Yes.
And I have my own story to share about the Plaza Theater. In the 40s, my dad would give us each a quarter, 3 little girls, the Saturday morning cartoons, and he'd take us, give us each a quarter. That got us into the theater, and we got to buy goodies as well, candies and stuff. So with a quarter, can you imagine that?
Oh my gosh. Did you ever see Uncle Roy Chapman on stage?
Yes.
The Kitty College and the Mickey Mouse Club. So he was one of my best friends. Really, he was the news director at Channel 9, and I was the news director at Channel 9. He went to Mid-Off Advertising. I went up to Mid-Off Burton Advertising, and we had lunch every 2 weeks until he died. So a lovely guy, and he was one of the first donors to the foundation. So he kind of continues, his name goes on in the legacy of the foundation and the legacy of good. So that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, so now we get the cherry on top while you're joining us today to tell us about the Plaza Classic Film Festival. Tell us a little bit about that and the history, and sharing some of the dates and things that's going to happen.
Sure. Well, as you know, we restored the Plaza Theater, and that opened up in 2006. And in 2007, we added the Philanthropy Theater, which is a smaller theater, and we made sure that they all had the ability to show movies, because of those 10,000 stories I told you about, someone would tell me their story and then they pull me aside and say, "Hey Eric, when are you going to bring back movies to the theater?" Because that's what people's memory was. And so of course it's a performing arts facility, so I said, well, it's a performing, and then finally our board said, okay, we'll do it. So I called my friend Chuck Horak, who was working on another board, an art residency that the foundation runs. And I said, "Hey, you like movies, Chuck?" And he said, "Yes, I do." And we sat at a table and threw back. We said, "Well, you got to show Casablanca." No, let's show Treasure of the Sierra Madre because it's from this area. So we just did that over and over. We came up with about 160 movie titles, and we said, "Oh my gosh, what are we going to do?" I had originally thought, the foundation would produce, 6 weeks during the summer, a movie a week or something like that. And so Chuck, who's a big fan of movie festivals, said, well, let's think about this. And so we put together a spreadsheet of all of the movies, and that's how it was born. I went to the board, put together some movie clips, showed a video to them, and they said, "Oh my gosh, yes, let's do it." So the first film festival debuted in August of 2008. And I'll tell you, we didn't know what to expect. We did it in 6 months, me and this guy. He and I were the only staff working on the festival, and he was a volunteer. And we were inside the theater trying to deal with some last minute stuff, and Cynthia Haynes, who was a movie buff and who used to write at UTEP, said, "You guys come out, I need you to see something," showing Casablanca. And we went up on the balcony and we looked down, and there's a line from inside the theater, out the door, around the corner, past the art museum, all the way 1 block of people standing in line in the hot summer sun, waiting to see the movie in the Plaza Theater. And we said, oh my gosh. And so that was followed up by 27,000 people. And so that was the first year. So since then, we've had crowds of more than 50,000 people. Last year during COVID, because we couldn't use the Plaza Theater, we took it out on the road. And so Doug Pullen, who I hired about 7 years ago to do the festival, has been producing it. And he, to his credit, he built one in case we would get back in the plaza, but he also did one that was just drive-in movies and online. And so people could talk to, F. Murray Abraham online and watch some movies, or they could drive to drive-in movies that we put up all over town. We did 11 drive-in nights during the summer last year, and they were mostly sold out, but we did some in El Paso Community College on the west side.
Good.
And we did some, on the east side. We did them at Cohen Stadium in Northeast, the old Cohen Stadium. But we wanted to take the drive-ins to where people were.
Yes.
And it was really successful, but we're glad to be back in the Plaza Theater this year. And so the film festival will happen July 29th through August 8th, and it'll be at the Plaza Theater. And there will be some social distancing, and we'll make sure we're taking 3 hours between movies to sanitize the theater so that when you come in, you feel good about it. And we'll also have other movies in the Abraham Chavez Theater, because the Philanthropy Theater at the Plaza is too small to be safe. And so we're going to have those two giant theaters for movies, and we'll have about 1/5, 1/4 of the crowd.
Yeah, that's right. So about 30%, 25% is what they're predicting that we should be pretty safe, when we go into an event. This is wonderful. July 29th is a very special date. I know people are probably going to want to call or find out more information, get a schedule. Is there a mailing that you do? Or, how can...
Yeah, so when we get the schedule firmed up, usually the first week of July, we'll send out a mailer with the entire schedule. You can buy a pass right now. It's expensive, $200, but it'll get you in any movie you want to see, and you get all kinds of VIP treatment. And so that's kind of a fun way, and it's a bearer bond, so you can wear it, or you can give it to a friend if you can't go to the movie, and they can wear it, and they get all the same treatment. So
and it's a great Father's Day gift too.
Yeah, it sure is.
And then he invites a date.
I should tell my son that.
The grandma, the grandpa.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
You see, because the dad has, and the old protocol, and we, it's a date, and so you give Daddy for Father's Day a $200 pass for 2 people. Maybe it'll be $400. I don't know, but then he takes his date, and they can watch these beautiful movies that you all are going to put on. I can just see that. Everybody has beautiful stories about the Plaza Theater. It's just part of our culture. And so I'm so glad that you're doing this. We want to also give a phone number if you'll share.
Sure. Well, so if you're interested in the foundation, it's epcf.org, or the Plaza Classic Film Festival is plazaclassic.com. And so you can do info, if you're emailing, you can do info@epcf.org or plazaclassic.com. That will get you into actually my inbox. And the number for all of them is 915-533-4020. 533-4020 is our main office line. And you can talk to me or Doug Pullen or any one of our staff who know everything there is to know about a wonderful place and a wonderful event that is world class.
Yes, thank you so much to the El Paso Community Foundation. Of course, you as a lead, the leader, the CEO, the president, taking us, to different places and producing new and fantastic things for El Paso and for El Pasoans, and of course the surrounding communities as well. Thank your staff, your volunteers for all they're doing on behalf of the Senior Adult Program and the community college. And this is great for seniors. They're so waiting for this. Don't forget date night at the Plaza, right?
There you go. Yes, ma'am.
Date night at the Plaza Film Festival. Thank you for joining us here. Come back again with more information, and tell Doug to come on down and give us some more information on whatever he wants to share.
He's
also a good guy. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
But we'll see you and have a great week, and we'll be supporting you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll be back with more guests in just a second. Well, thank you for staying with us as promised. This is a great show that we have planned for you. A lot of activities for our seniors. We've already talked about what you can do to go to the Plaza Classic Film Festival. But now we're going to put you in class and you're going to get healthy. And so we've invited one of our instructors, Letty Hernandez. She's one of our senior adult program instructors that's been working for years with us. Has some great classes she's going to talk to you about. And one of a new class is Staying Fit While You Sit. Now, this particular class was designed by Rosa Guerrero, a famous humanitarian here, teacher and educator and motivator. And so she's going to be talking about a DVD she's going to show during her class. And so we're just going to talk to you a little bit about how to register, when you can register, and when the class starts as well. Letty, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Mary.
It's good. I think you have to go to class pretty soon, so we got to get going, right? Tell me a little bit about you're working with the senior adult program and the classes that you're teaching this summer.
Yes, I've been teaching with you for maybe 11 years now, and I've really enjoyed working. I'm a senior, so, I connect. So I kind of understand when I teach, I feel and I connect while I teach. So that helps me understand my seniors, and I love what I'm doing. I'm really excited with Staying Fit While You Sit. Rosa Guerrero was one of my teachers, a long time ago when I was young. So I'm really excited to start this class. And some of the things she does is some of the things, she has her spirit, her passion. So I'm going to continue trying to follow some of her passion, as much as I can, because, she's unique. But I just love her with all my heart, and it's a pleasure, helping her with this class. I'll be showing some of her spirit, some of her videos, and then I'll be, doing some of the things that she does, because she's very knowledgeable. So we're going to be moving. Sitting, people who are sitting down, maybe you don't have to be in a wheelchair. You could just, be sitting down. You're just like sitting down, and then do some of these movements, ballads. We're going to do salsa, waltz, ballet, jazz, polka, march, and put that fun. You know how she is. Fun, being happy is so important also for our health.
Yes.
I love dancing. It's something that makes me very happy. I love yoga. I also teach yoga.
Yes.
I'll be teaching yoga, Miss Mary Yanez, in this summer on Fridays. And actually, no, that's meditation. Meditation on Fridays evening, and yoga Saturdays.
Yes, it's a very special type of yoga. It's called gentle way yoga, right? Because our elders can't do a lot of the traditional movements, and we don't want them to get hurt. So tell me a little bit about of course, the way. Why is it gentle?
Gentle, it's and slow. Call it gentle way yoga because the movement is like a ballerina. You know how ballerinas move? I make it look so beautiful. So I was in my classes and I was seeing some of the students that have been with me for quite a while and seeing them move. It looked like a dance. Everybody moving so beautiful like ballerinas with the beautiful poses. And I'm like, oh my God, it looks so beautiful. And when it's slow, it's easier for us as seniors, and you're also enjoying. When you do it slow, Mary, you're connecting your mind and your body, which is very important. You're controlling your body. Your body is kind of like a car. You need to know, the movement. You need to control your awareness, control. That's very important for us, to be able to control our thoughts, control our bodies, and it's healthy for us. All those things are keeps us young.
Yes, and your the class, that new one you're teaching, the Staying Fit While You Sit, are in particular for seniors that maybe don't have a lot of space in their home. that maybe they don't want to do line dancing or other, types of classes, but they can sit and they're safe. And they also, that class is a Tuesday, Thursday class, right? And it's going to take place from 9 to 11, right? And it starts June the 1st. Right now, Letty, registration is ongoing. So they can still register for your class. All of these classes, by the way, are online.
Yes.
We haven't opened up senior centers. Some recreation centers are open, but the senior centers are closed still. The college facilities are closed. We're trying to stay safe. We've got to reach a certain level, of COVID coming down, those numbers coming down. Everybody gets vaccinated, and then maybe, and of course, we'll still be able to meet maybe in the fall or maybe in the spring. But for right now, the summer, we're still doing online classes. But you're building your student population so that when we go in person, then they can join you in person, which would be wonderful. So this class is a Tuesday, Thursday, 9 to 11 in the morning.
And,
yes.
and Mary, I just want to say something very special about this class, which is very important. It's going to be fun. Ms. Rosa Guerrero emphasizes having fun. So it's going to be a fun class, like she says, and so I'm going to make it fun.
Yeah, and I love the music that comes with it.
Yes.
That type of music.
Yeah,
the marching. There's even, I think there's even
a march. Music is life,
Yes,
and just happy.
And any movement that we make, as an example, you're probably going to have warm up, stretching a little bit, because like the kitty, like kitties and the doggies, the cats and they stretch when they get up in the morning. They go stretch. And I've been watching my dog Sammy, and he stretches, and I don't stretch in the morning. I should be stretching like he does.
Very important. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Prevents injuries also. Prevents injuries. That's why I do a lot of stretches before we start.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a 2-hour class. You're going to do a little bit of lecture, health tips, and things like that also.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. What else are you going to incorporate into your class? Are there props? Scarves?
Yeah, the props, like the plates. We're going to use like paper plates, be moving with the paper plates. You can get beautiful paper plates, like Dollar Tree, and you can use that. You can use any type of paper plate that is fun. Scarves, we're going to see moving with the scarves and moving the arms. So, things like that. Other objects that maybe a ball. I like the ball also. I don't know if they would be interested in using a pole. I use a pole for my alignments. Maybe I could use a pole, like a broomstick that they can have, that they can just, yes, you see, and that helps you with alignment. Perfect. I love that color, Mary. Exactly.
This is my made up pole. I don't know what it was before, but it had a previous life. Maybe it was a broom, or maybe it was a mop. But I put a little rubber thing here because it also helps me balance. Maybe we can make some butter. Maybe we can
menudo, or menudo. People like that. Actually, the pole is something that I brought in, for alignment, because I observed. I've taken courses, chiropractors, and so some of the stretches are from some of the previous courses that I've taken. Working with area agency and agency taught me a lot of, I went to a lot of trainings, so yes. I'm using the trainings in my classes.
Yes, Letty, are you also teaching for the city recreation, parks and recreation, and for UTEP?
Yes, there's new recreation centers. I'm going to start 2 recreation centers. Valle Viejo and Chamizal Recreation Center. I started already, and it's beautiful. I mean, they're so beautiful, Mary. You have to go see them. So people really like them because the building is huge and the rooms are humongous. So there's a lot of space in between us. We're really having so much fun doing yoga. I'm teaching yoga there, and with UTEP, Mary, I'm teaching ESL with migrants, from all over the city. and I teach English. They get their GED. It's the higher equivalency program.
Yes.
And if anybody who knows some migrants, they can call the UTIP, and they can request for the higher equivalency program, the HEC program.
Well, you're doing quite a lot. Thank God that you're healthy and that you're active and that you're serving our community, especially our seniors, through the Senior Adult Program with online classes. We realize that our classes right now are online, but in the future, in the near future, hopefully we'll be able to be together again in person and have the in-person classes. But Parks and Recreation are serving a different population, a younger population, and so we're taking care of our seniors. We're taking extra care to make sure our seniors are safe. And so that's why ours are still online, but have patience. We'll get back to our semi-normal. Well, we want to make sure that we give the phone number, Letty, for our office if they want more information on all the classes for the Senior Adult Program. And we're going to give that number right now. It's 915-831-7801. We also have an email, Letty, that you can also share with your students. It's the SAP@EPCC.edu, and SAP stands for Senior Adult Program. So that's kind of easy, SAP@EPCC.edu. We can connect you with anybody that has questions. If they call our number, then Norma Curiel, who is our answering all our phone calls, we're getting a lot of calls right now, she'll connect the students that are inquiring about your classes with you. Anything else you want to share, Letty, about why we should stay healthy? The meditation class, you're teaching gentle way yoga, and now you're teaching the staying fit while you sit.
Yes, I think movement is life, breath is life, and yoga and these movements provide those basic needs for us to be happy, to be useful, and really it gives us happiness. Really seriously, all these things gives us joy, and the body, when you have joy, you get healthy. Let me tell you one beautiful before we leave. I have one student that had lupus. Now they told her she doesn't have lupus anymore. I was like, oh my God. So it's beautiful. I know that they're doing that this is something I love doing. So we'll continue, in the future, helping others.
That's wonderful. I really appreciate you taking time. I know you have to run because you have class, but you're taking time to promote all of your classes and all of our classes with the Senior Adult Program that are online this summer. And the summer session starts June the 1st, and I think it goes through about August 17th or middle of August. So we really appreciate you. You teach 3 classes for us. You're very popular. The classes fill up very nicely, and we want everybody to call now and get registered. Call the 831-7801 and find out how to register. You can register online. Everything is online. There are no long lines at the campuses at this point yet. So we're going to be okay. Thank you so much, Letty, and we'll see you. Have a good week, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Thank you so much.
And we also want to thank all of you for watching Mature Living so faithfully for 30 years. This year we'll be celebrating, in September, we'll be celebrating 30 years of being on the air continuously, weekly. The Mature Living Show produced by El Paso Community College, EPCC TV, and the Senior Adult Program. We'll see you all next week, and stay safe, and we'll have a good week. Bye-bye.